Well, here I am in Norway. So what's happening here? According to Statistics Norway, 6,000 million kilometres were travelled in an electric vehicle, and this is increasing exponentially now. Up to November 2022, 78% of all car sales in Norway were electric, and another 10% were plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. In November alone, 82% of all new car sales were pure electric vehicles. And as you can see from this chart, from Robbie Andrew, EV sales are skyrocketing. One of the reasons for this is that Norway has banned fossil fuel sales from 2025. And the other reason is that Norway has had some very good incentives to change over to EVs from internal combustion engine vehicles. With all this increased number of electric vehicles on the roads here in Norway, is there an increase in electricity consumption and demand, and how are they going to cope? But it's actually quite a small increase when compared with other forms of energy consumption. I've actually seen so many charging spots in car parks and on the streets and just about everywhere I've been. And I've travelled all the way from Bergen, which is in the southwest of the country, all the way up around the coast to Kirkenes, which is right by the Russian border. And the number of EVs I've seen as a percentage of the total has been decreasing a bit as I've gone up north, but it's still around a quarter to a third of all vehicles I've seen on the road are electric. The most popular EV in Norway for November 2022 was the Tesla Model Y, surprise, surprise. But the VW ID4 wasn't all that far behind. And in fact, VW ID4 has been in the lead for a while, and the Model Y has just overtaken it. I've seen mostly Teslas on the road here, and a lot of them being taxis. Surprisingly, even the Model X is also used as a taxi, but mostly I've seen the Model 3s used like that. And data just released confirms that there are now over 100,000 Teslas on the road in Norway, which represents over 3% of the total number of cars on the road. And that's just not EVs, that's all cars. And the population in Norway, as of December 2022, is just over 5.5 million. As I mentioned just now, with all these EVs on the road, is power a problem in Norway? Well, in Europe, Germany is the largest power consumer, and it looks like restrictions may be going into play there if their gas reserves drop too much, because they were getting most of their gas from Russia. France used to be the main power exporter in Europe due to its nuclear power stations. However, Norway's just overtaken France to become Europe's largest power exporter. Surprisingly, Germany has quite a large renewable industry in the form of wind generation, about 126 terawatt hours from wind alone. And some years ago, they were actually exporting power. Unfortunately, the wind power is a bit unpredictable there. The bulk of Norway's power comes from hydroelectric sources. And in 2015, the dams were at their highest level, so power generation was very cheap, making it a very attractive proposition for other countries. Now, Norway's neighbours have a larger percentage of conventional power generation, which has got a higher marginal cost of production. Therefore, Norway was able to export huge volumes of power to Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, and Finland. Recently, Germany and Norway connected their power grids for the first time via a 525 kilovolt subsea interconnector. the NordLink project, finished trial operations in March 2021 and will now carry up to 1.4 gigawatts of power between the two countries. Norwegian grid operator Statnett says that the cable will enable Norway to absorb excess wind power from Germany, when there's some there, and save its hydroelectric reserves for periods of lower supply. So power may not be too much of a problem here in Norway, because the number of EVs being sold, and they've got an excellent charging network. If we go to PlugShare now, we can have a look at just how many chargers are around. All right, so I've been all the way around to here, Kirkenes, which is only 17 kilometers from the Russian border just there. Now, I've got this set for Tesla superchargers only, and there isn't one right in the northern part of Norway. I'm currently heading back around this way. I think I'm around here, or maybe it's here. We're going to Hammerfest later today. So if I put in CCS chargers, now you can see that they've got a lot of chargers. When I was in Kirkenes, the church there was some DC chargers. So there's a few around. I saw some in here in Skjoldefjord, Herningsvåg, and I'm going to see if I can find these in Hammerfest in a minute. But if we just go down through Norway, all I've got selected here is CCS fast chargers and the superchargers. You can see that there's a lot. This is their neighbours here, but Norway's all the way down here. And look at the number that are being built. Coming soon. All right. And if we keep going down through Norway, we get down towards Bergen and Oslo being the capital over here. And there's just a massive number if we take out the CCS, and this is just Tesla fast chargers. Okay, Bergen, that's where I will end up. But they've got another one coming soon. These are all Tesla superchargers. They do get a bit thin on the ground as you head north, but there's still quite a few. Even here in Svolvær, there's a supercharger. It's just amazing. When I look at what we've got in Western Australia, I get very jealous of all of this. So adding back in CCS2 chargers will take out the superchargers and just have CCS Type 2 chargers. So this is for any car. They are just all over the place. And look at all those coming. It's just amazing how many fast DC chargers they've got. And I haven't even put in the Type 2 chargers. If I put in those and take out the CCS chargers, this is the Type 2 slow AC chargers. And there's so many of those around as well. So all up, if you drive an EV in Norway, you've got so many places that you can charge your vehicle at. So there you have it. Norway is doing pretty damn well when it comes to electric vehicles and their charging infrastructure. In another video, I'm actually going to cover some of the electric vehicles that I've seen. I've been into a Neo store and so on. So I've got a few pictures for that, but that'll be on a separate video. So thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you all very soon.